Jake Lamb hit 29 and 30 home runs in 2016 and 2017. He's had a lot of injuries. He's underperformed. But he did manage a 41.8% hard hit rate, a 90.7 miles per hour average velo, an 8.2 barrel rate, and a 14.2% walk rate, all of which last year were above average. There should be plenty of pop in that bat, and Jake Lamb is healthy. And he's on the strong side of the platoon because he's a left-handed hitting batter. He's going to get that opportunity. And face it, I think the Diamondbacks are a lot better this year offensively. They've added Starling Marte to an already good lineup. You could do a lot worse than Jake Lamb. And here's what we do. What we like to do. We like to go add players based on how they did last year. We look at their averages, and if their averages aren't good, we don't like to add them. Well, that was then, and the Monkeys again. This is now. He's in a different situation, and a lot of these players, like Chris Davis with a K with Oakland, Jake Lamb with Arizona, injured a lot last year. Those numbers are outliers. Lamb has a lot of pop in his bat. And how about this player? I'm trying to give you some really deep thoughts this morning, okay? Edward Olivares. Edward Olivares, a San Diego Padre outfielder. We've talked a lot about Franchy Cordero, and I'm a Franchy Cordero fan in Kansas City. Because we've spent so much time with Franchy, I'm not going to spend so much time talking about Franchy this morning. Although I think Franchy could be a good add in a lot of leagues because he's going to play. And now he's over there with Soler. He's over there with Mondesi. They're going to have fun. And baseball is a kid's game no matter how old you are. And if you're having fun, you're going to play better. So look for Franchy to play better and to play a lot. But likewise, with Franchy out of San Diego, now a very obscure unknown, Edward Olivares, 24-year-old. A platoon role has probably just opened up. San Diego has 5 outfielders on their team. Naylor is a lefty. He's turned heads, Olivares, in summer camp. A strong summer. He may platoon with Trent Grisham in center field. So if you have drafted Trent Grisham, all signs are pointing to him making the team and platooning with Trent Grisham. Okay? The Padres opened the season against 2 lefties. And while they may not have the favorable matchup that Cleveland and Luplow have against Kansas City, Olivares will face, as a right-handed bat, Madison Bumgarner and Robbie Ray, but he will get the opportunity. I am not saying you go out and add Edward Olivares today. I am saying let's see how he performs in those opportunities. Take a good look at Olivares, and he may be a player in a deep league you want to add. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk about something that happened this week. And a player that I think now is somebody you got to go get. You've heard by now that Gavin Lux, if you hadn't heard this, you've been under a rock if you're a baseball fan. If you're not a baseball fan, then I'm going to give you a little information. The Dodgers have this player named Gavin Lux, and he's a second baseman. And he was, 2 weeks ago, the favorite to win National League Rookie of the Year. He came up last year and looked great, and he's had a great year. Almost hit 400 at AAA last year for a while. And so everybody's like clamoring to add Gavin Lux to their fantasy team. And now Gavin Lux is not even on the team. That's right. Gavin Lux did not make the team. The Dodgers kept him down. And now I think it's time to own Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor is likely to open as the second baseman Thursday against the Giants. And he's performed well versus right-handers and left-handers. He's a right-handed batter who, against same-side pitching, hit .273 with a .340 on base and a .465 slash line. He's hit 32 home runs, and he's hit and had 23 stolen bases over the last 3 seasons in limited time. He hit 8 of his 12 home runs at home in 2019. And if Cueto, face it, are you really confident in Johnny Cueto? If he doesn't have a good game, then Taylor can have a nice one. Might even steal you a base. How about that? I got a little bit more. Here we go. So if we're going to own a starting pitcher who's owned in less than 30% or 25% of leagues, because here you go, guys. I can talk about Scherzers and Verlanders all day long. But guess what? If you're playing fantasy baseball, those guys they're gone. They're gone. Who are some players out there who are not gone? How about Corbin Burnes? Corbin Burnes. Who's Corbin Burnes? Well, Brett Anderson, he plays with the Brewers. Brett Anderson, supposed to be in the rotation, has a blister, not going to pitch this weekend. Burnes had a strong spring. He has a 35% swing and miss on his slider. He throws a fastball at over 95 miles an hour. He was getting beamed last year, even with that great stuff. So what does he do? He goes to see a psychologist. Hey, this ain't working. Help me out. After that, this summer, he has looked incredible for the Brewers. That's why I think the Brewers make the playoffs. They've got some pitching that is unsung, and Corbin Burnes is one of them. Snap him up now. He's going to pitch this weekend against the Cubs, and he's going to pitch well. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my notes, and I'm going to put a big check mark. Corbin Burnes. Okay, there you go. Pick him up. Another pitcher, owned in less than 25% of the leagues. I don't quite get this one. Dylan Cease. Chicago Cub rookie prospect extraordinaire. It's not what he did at the beginning of last year. It's what he did near the end. Okay? He can pitch 10K per 9 baseball. He's going to play on a White Sox team that's going to score tons of runs. I don't understand why he's not picked up more. And another pitcher who was talked about as being injured early in the spring, Griffin Canning, has looked like an ace with the Angels. Now, I know that there's been talk of Casey Mize coming up for Detroit, other rookie pitchers. But look, Canning's already there. We know what he can do. He has 4 pitches. He has a 13.8% swinging strike as a rookie. So I don't understand. He's favorable schedule, great ballpark. Doesn't appear to be having any injury problems now. So why aren't you going out and picking up a Griffin Canning? And then finally, as we close the show, let's go to our World Series champion, Washington Nationals, and let's talk about Eric Thames, shall we, for just a moment. Eric Thames, big start to his career, coming over from Korean baseball with the Brewers a couple years ago. He was a fantasy darling in 2018. Not so much since. He may have been in a platoon until Ryan Zimmerman said, I'm not playing this year and I'm opting out. And remember, the National League has a full-time DH. He has a nice spot now as a full-time player in the middle of the Nationals lineup, sandwiched between not so bad of players. Juan Soto hitting in front of him, and Victor Robles and Howie Kendrick hitting behind him. You know, Thames hit 25 homers last year. And he had a hard hit rate in the 82nd percentile. He's going to have double-digit, write it down, double-digit home runs, even in a short season for the Nationals. And he's a great ad in fantasy. Here's what we're going to do. Tonight is opening night. We're hoping for a game in Washington. They're talking about rain. We'll see if we have it or not. That game's at 7. Dodgers and Giants at 10. We're going to stay stoked all day. I think there's a show on at 7. It may be Kevin Hastings. I tried to find that out before I came on the air. But I've enjoyed my time with you this morning. I will be back Monday morning right here, the same way we are today, with more baseball and actually games to talk about, players to talk about, adding for fantasy. Again, if you're not in a league, let me know. We'll get you in one. Join us some more. A lot of talent here on Lenny Melnick Fantasy Sports. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you Monday right here on Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. Have a great day. And go Yankees. How about that?